Okay, this is lesson 2 over absolute values. So let's fill this stuff in. Positive numbers are graphed on the right of 0. Negative numbers are graphed on the left side of 0. Opposites are numbers that are the same distance from 0 in opposite directions. You guys knew all of this. So what we're first going to do is we're going to be talking about opposites. So the opposite of negative 5 is 5. The opposite of 10 is negative 10. The opposite of negative 45 is 45. This one's a trick one. The opposite of 0 is just 0. And the opposite of negative 0.25 is positive 0.25. The other side just likes to try to trick you a little bit. It's the opposite of the opposite. So the opposite of negative 12 is 12, and the opposite of that is, or the opposite of negative 12 is 12. The opposite of 12 is negative 12. So basically you're just writing the same exact number down. So the opposite of negative 63 is 63, and the opposite of that is negative 63. So 57 would be 57, 1.37 would be 1.37, and negative 57.5 would be negative 57.5. Now let's look down at this bottom part about absolute values. Let's take a look at this. It says, absolute value, how far a number is away from 0. It is always a positive number. These little lines on either side, it's called absolute value. So if you have those lines around it, that means it's the absolute value of negative 7. Negative 7 is 7 spots away from 0. So that is the answer. The absolute value of 4 is 4 because 4 is 4 spots away. Now we're going to get into doing some problems with it. So the absolute value of 5 is 5. The absolute value of negative 6 is 6 because that is 6 spots away from 0. So 5 plus 6 is 11. Let's look down here. We have the absolute value of 20 minus 9. So 20 minus 9 is 11. Then we'll put my absolute value signs on there. The absolute value of 11 is 11. This one right down here, I'll rewrite it so you can see it. The absolute value of negative 8 minus the absolute value of negative 2. So the absolute value of negative 8 is 8 because that is 8 spots away from 0. The absolute value of negative 2 is 2 because it is 2 spots away from 0. 8 minus 2 is 6, so that's our answer. And that's how simple absolute values are.